I can't seem to find my toothbrush, so I'll pick one up when I go out today. Other than that, I'm in good shape.
Welcome to my brain, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers. So, I'm trying to find my voice on this really bizarre little universe known as YouTube. I watch so many people. I engage a lot of channels, and they make it look so easy. They make it look almost effortless to share themselves, to engage, to be natural, to make themselves vulnerable. And I'm trying to get there, and I think a lot of it is just doing it. I'm fortunate. I have my lady she is so brutally honest. She doesn't, I think it's just in her DNA. That's her mode. If something isn't right, if it isn't good, she is going to tell you. She doesn't pull any punches. And on my bad days, that kind of defensive knee-jerk reaction happens. It's really pathetic. But on my good days, I fully recognize how invaluable it is to have someone that will just be straight with you and tell you, you're not hitting the mark. And she tells me, I'm a passionate person. I'm in my head all the time. It's a constant inner dialogue. I'm thinking about things constantly. And she's like, if you can get in front of that camera and engage with the people on YouTube the way that you engage me, the way that you share your ideas with me one-on-one, then I think you can find your audience. And it's such a difficult thing. And what the hell does this have to do with Macaulay Culkin? Well, it connects. It connects. And, recently Culkin has started a collaboration with Red Letter Media. And it's been really good. It's funny stuff. It's been fascinating to watch. And recently they did an episode. It was one of their best of the worst episodes. I think it was Scary Christmas. And they watch these horrible films and then talk about them. Macaulay Culkin was part of this episode. Well, shortly after the episode premiered, on his channel, Bunny Ears, he released a video. It was a kind of a behind-the-scenes making-of spoof of Best of the Worst. And it's so funny. It's really well put together. Even if you're not a fan of Red Letter Media, if you don't know all the in-jokes and the history, it's better if you do. Don't get me wrong. But even if you don't know, and you're not familiar with it, it's good comedy. It is really well produced. And, Culkin just kicks ass in it. And I want to show a few clips from it, but I highly recommend, go to Bunny Ears, check out the full video. But here's just a little sampling.
Now it's time to wake the intern.
Not the beast. Time to get up, newbie.
For Jay, it means painstakingly applying his beard, one hair at a time.
Tell me I'm beautiful, intern. You're beautiful. Silence!
A glimpse at how the team acquires the very best of terrible VHS cassettes.
Were you followed? Nope.
Perfect technique, top-notch interning.
So, there you go. That's just a sample. Again, check out the full video on bunny ears. So what? There, I can't even really explain it, but when I was watching this video, it ultimately, it got under my skin. There was an emotional kind of reaction to it, which is, it's kind of embarrassing to talk about. Like, I had an emotional reaction to this thing, and I had to really dissect it and think about it, because I couldn't figure out why the hell am I reacting this way. But here's the thing. You have this guy who, as a child, he was in this cultural phenomenon. He was in Home Alone. And I think even to this day, this thing is like, it's one of the highest grossing comedies of all time. I think it's close to 500 million at the box office. It's made $1 bazillion since then. It's been absorbed into the psyche of humanity. It's just there. It is this thing. And Macaulay Culkin is the thing. You can't be separated from it. It's kind of the stigma that he's had to carry his entire life. And, I'm not going to sit here and pretend to know what that was, what his life has been. I think it's clear at this point, even just Hollywood in and of itself is this kind of heartless, cold mechanism that chews up human beings, that uses them, that sucks them dry, and like it's not a warm, fuzzy thing. Hollywood is brutal. And there's all kinds of layers to that, and I have no idea what Macaulay Culkin went through or what his experience was with Hollywood. But that kind of fame and that being connected to something so iconic and not being able to escape it, I think that is the kind of, it's something that would probably destroy most of us. I think the average person, that most of us would have just crumbled under the weight of it. And yet, here this guy is. He's come out the other side of this journey that he's had to go through, that he's been on. And he's putting himself out there again. He's being creative. His sense of humor is intact. He's able to play with this thing. He's able to give of himself still, to make himself vulnerable, to put himself in the public domain, to be judged, to be loved or hated or ridiculed or embraced. This takes incredible courage. Even when you don't know what that is, even when you don't know what that means, it takes courage. But to have gone through what he's been through, his history, and to still have that creative spark, to still want to connect with people, to put yourself out there like that and be creative. And, he's bringing the world laughter once again. there was something really touching and inspiring about it. And I just felt like giving a shout out to fucking Macaulay Culkin, man. You're rocking it. I commend you. I commend you for just being a badass, doing your thing, just being bigger than this thing that could have easily crushed you. And I take inspiration from it, and I find it hard to believe that I'm the only one, that nobody else is feeling this way about it. So yeah, man, good job, kudos, and I think that's all I have to say on the topic. If you like the vid, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, I'd appreciate it, and be sure to check out Macaulay Culkin's channel, Bunny Ears. Check out the full video. Give him some love. Show this guy is something else. Thank you, and I'll see you next.